Welcome to This Week in West Hempstead, sponsored by Spiegel Law PC, 516-873-1683, Tiffany Dry Cleaners, and Reister's Bakery. Here are your hosts, David and Norm. Take it away, gentlemen.
All right, thank you, Dan and Norm and Adam. Great to have you all in the studio today.
Good morning.
Let's just dive in. There was a report of a skunk. I don't know if it's real, not real. Whole street.
There's no way to talk about your neighbors.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting story, but then it was on Facebook, and then there was a whole bunch of comments about you didn't see a skunk, you saw a possum, whatever. Some sort of mammals, exist all over the place, right?
I'll put it to you this way: you'll know it if you smell one. So.
Yeah,
Wait a
exactly.
second. Our lead story is a skunk?
Yeah, skunk.
That's all that's happening in West Hempstead?
Actually, there's a tremendous amount going on in West Hempstead, so let's dive in. So yesterday was a pretty exciting day. We all headed out to the Heritage Westminster top-off, and this was put together by Heatherwood. And wow, so Norm, what are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, the place is magnificent. I mean, they have a huge pool. They have outdoor pickleball, also within an enclosed area on the second floor, which is surrounded by apartments. There were about 400 employees, construction workers there on a top-off party where they, kind of finished off.
Yeah, there was a lot of construction workers.
Oh my God! And so they made a barbecue for them. Hot dogs and hamburgers. Everybody was in a party mood. Pretty nice.
It was great, and of course cookies by Reister's. But I was really overall just blown away with the day, how organized it was. We did a great interview, which we'll have next week. But it's like, you think about it, this used to be the old wholesale Liquidators parking lot. This used to be where we took our kids to learn how to drive.
It's come a long way.
And now all of a sudden there's like this huge city out of nowhere, and it's really amazing.
Right, so
I just hope people take into consideration, because there's going to be more apartments built, probably by the Capri Motel and other places. I hope people are taking into consideration all the infrastructure demands of power and water and the traffic concerns.
Yeah, I did
actually.
actually.
Could certainly use more students, so that's good. But
I brought this up with Chris Capece yesterday, who's the president of Heatherwood, because I kind of said, the presence of the West Hempstead train line is a big deal, and based on what he said to me, the MTA is thrilled that they're there.
Yeah, that line is underutilized. Sure.
Yes, but I think, I don't know, he said they're going to end up with, 400-something possible rentals there.
Yeah.
So I really think it's going to be a big boost in the arm. You'll see a lot of people probably ready to downsize. They'll move out of their houses. It'll be something.
It's great. So residents targeted to move in September 2026, which is a little bit ahead of schedule. One of the things that I thought was also very interesting in our conversation, which we had with Douglas Partrick and along with Christopher Capece, was that basically they also listened to the surrounding areas and the needs of the areas. So I guess they did some consultation with the Orthodox Jewish community, and some units in this apartment complex will have 2 sinks. There will be a Shabbat elevator, which kind of runs up and down automatically, so you don't have to press the buttons.
Higher rent.
And that's a huge deal. And
it is a big deal. It's going to be a huge attraction, because that's probably the only thing that was stopping a lot of people from considering it. But we'll see what the rents look like.
Yeah.
The rents across the street are pretty significant. They started somewhere in the mid 3,000s a month, and that's without taking out the garbage, without the pool, without who knows what else.
HOA fees.
Yeah. By the time you're finished, this is an expensive proposition, but it's a cool place.
Yeah, and there's no doubt that it completely changes the trajectory of the community, because now we're a transit hub. I mean, it's like we weren't before, but we are now.
But this place presents like a country club. I mean, when you're in the middle of this development, surrounded by all the apartments and then eventually stores, you're in a city by itself. I don't know if you ever need to leave anywhere. It's got everything.
Yeah, I will say we walked away with a bit of swag too. We got hard hats, T-shirts, and everything. So it was really a very nice event.
It was a great event. event. And Neil, if you're listening from Bagelcraft, please come back. The community needs you. That area needs you. Wow.
That store is completely empty. That blows me away. I mean, there are 400 hungry construction guys every day looking for bagels.
Yeah, there you go.
It's tough.
So let's turn our attention to the school board race, and we have the budget vote coming up May 20th, and that's the prime time for West Hempstead. And I got a call the other day from Alan Skorski, who we all know in the community, and he told me that he's running for school board. So very exciting. I think he's going to be running in the vacated Burt Blass seat.
Right.
And I believe that he's running against Jeannine Galina, but I'm looking to get confirmation on that, as well as getting confirmation on what's happening with the other seats. But I don't know, Norm, what do you think?
I think it's education time and we're off and running.
Off and running, yeah, but you know what? From what I'm seeing around Long Island, budgets are in contention. There was one school district, the South County Central School District in Suffolk County, that's going to be cutting back significantly, and I think they got a lot of positions that are on the chopping block, and this is going to be happening all across Long Island, and we're going into a tough economic climate.
That's right.
Hope
And a lot
people
of
can learn how to compromise a little bit and find some middle ground between chopping the budget completely or throwing all the money you can at it. There's got to be some compromise in the middle ground.
And we don't have a budget number yet. I know they met last week. I think it was. We don't have any updates on the numbers.
No, not yet. And I have reached out, to the school board and to get confirmation, and also see if we can start lining up our conversations with them. And but as of yet, I don't have an indication of where things are going.
And in the past, a lot of school boards have started to dip into their reserve funds, and that's dangerous. So I'm hoping that we don't see that.
Where have we had that argument before in West Hempstead?
Yeah.
And so anything else on Alan Skorski? We wish him well, and we'll move on.
Talk about drivers.
All right, I just go crazy, and Newsday's doing this whole, I guess it's a series about driving and unlicensed driving, and the incredible number of deaths that are taking place across Long Island. And as we all see, just we don't even need to look at the numbers, but it's like, how many times do we get on the road? Yesterday I drove down to the Five Towns, and literally there were like 3 cars that tried to drive me off the road. And I was like, what is going on here? I mean,
What's going on is about 50,000 unlicensed drivers around the island, and that makes it a dangerous place to drive.
Yeah.
Well,
And a lot of those are the same cars. When they pass, you can smell the cloud of weed coming out of the car. At 50 miles an hour, if you can smell that, imagine when it's inside the car. I got to believe that some of those crashes are correlated with just people driving stoned.
And listen,
terrible, stupid idea.
I was out on the bike the other day. I was going past. I was on Westminster and First Avenue over there.
Yeah.
Gigantic smash between what looked like an Uber and some car, where they literally took off the entire right side of the car, the door panels, everything. People are leaving aside the weed, leaving aside the unlicensed. People are just not being careful when they're out there.
Yeah, and the statistics are every 7 minutes there's a major car crash on Long Island.
Crazy. That's a crazy number.
Which is nuts. And the racers, and you get on the Southern State, and it's like, start your engines. It's enough already. The cops have to haul this in. It's
Cameras.
COVID's
Cameras on the
over.
highway.
You have automation.
There should be cameras. Get license plates and send them tickets.
Yeah, I mean,
Or just
Easy
drive really
answer.
fast so you get there before the 7 minutes are up.
oh God, yeah. I really get all worked up about this, but unfortunately, there's no short-term answer. So maybe we'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll calm down.
Tiffany Dry Cleaner is ready to handle all your cleaning, laundering, and dry cleaning needs. We offer free pickup and delivery Sunday to Friday in all communities. Give us a shot.
All right, we're back. So Norm, there was some big dump trucks and heavy equipment by the Anshe parking lot. What's going on there?
So they're putting in underground water retention, dry wells. And
You love dry wells, by the way.
They-
Anyway, there's like some land you want to drill a dry well.
In that little corner lot, they're putting 3 of them. They're about 19 feet deep. They're about 20 feet wide, the hole.
Yeah.
And then they have these concrete pieces that go in, and they're going to be digging there for a week or 2. And but when they're finished, we'll have a nice parking lot.
That's great.
In the corner.
So expect it to be done over the summertime? Or?
It'll be done in the next 30 days.
Wow, that's great. So, Dan, I'm going to turn to you because I guarantee you I'm going to screw this guy's name up. But, it's this terrible story about this missing Nassau County legislator from the 4th District.
He's a legislator or a candidate?
A candidate, I'm sorry.
Petros Kromidas, I believe, but I can't swear to it.
Yeah.
So apparently he was down at the beach or something. I'm hearing his car was down in the Long Beach area. Listen, we've had unfortunately too many sad stories of people getting swept out in these riptides and things like that. I hope he's okay, but it's a little bit of a strange
Never
story.
swim alone at the beach. It's never a good idea to swim alone.
Yeah, I don't think anyone really knows, or at least certainly the police department hasn't released any additional information.
But they're talking about looking for him between Lido Beach and Reese Park, which is all the way on the other side of Queens on the
Yeah,
peninsula.
you got the tide.
That's a long way to go.
Yeah, stinks. And
Pray for him.
tough job for the Nassau County Police Department to kind of figure out what's going on here. And again, we need to appreciate the Nassau County Police Department because they're what's standing between us and like just actual chaos that's going on all over.
Last week we did, right? We had a parade for them?
Yeah, so there was the parade that took place in Wantagh. The Nassau County Police Department had turned 100, and I know Bruce Blakeman was the driving force behind this. And the largest police parade in the nation. So, hats off to the Nassau County Police Department.
Yep, good guys.
All right, so rounding out stuff that we got going on at the library, they got a paper shredding event May 18th. So if you got boxes of shredding stuff and you want to get rid of it locally, it's a good outlet for you to go to. And also, there's a new sign up at the library, and for that sign, we want to thank the Friends of the Library and the CNC Rotary Club.
Hopefully that means the time will be right, because I used to go down there all the time and it was off by like 5 or 7
It's never wrong.
minutes.
And by the way, just we're on the library,
It's fast and not slow.
we're finishing up. That water fountain. Will it ever work again? There were reports several months ago about an explosion when I guess they were testing it, and this whole piece blew up and went across the street, and it was reported as a UFO. And
it's not supposed to do that?
I don't think so. Tell you what, we'll go over there. We'll get some of those super soaker water guns. We'll just shoot.
But really, has that water fountain been on since like COVID? I don't know. I mean, Norm, you have like
if it's keeping our water rates down, then
I think
shut it off.
They plugged it in and the whole neighborhood went dim.
I don't get it.
It was starting to look like Spain and Portugal, where they had a 12-hour outage or something.
Probably needs a $3 transformer. And it'll no problem.
The truth is, shame on us, because we should be going to the library board meetings and actually ask these questions and find out, what's going on. I'm sure there's a logical answer. Just don't know. And maybe we have to
go inside and get a how-to book to figure out how.
Yeah, and then go into the cone of silence in the library and study it.
Yeah. By the way, those things still have caution tape on them. Like, are they waiting for something?
It's still COVID there. What are you talking?
Right.
No, I don't know. I don't understand. What has to be? Maybe they need like an air filtration system, or
maybe they got to get plugged in or
some
something.
zoning. Listen, that cone of silence. I think we should do our programs from there.
There you go.
All right, and
screening coming up.
What's that? Oh, yeah. And so actually, this is very important. St. Francis St. Francis Hospital is going to have their outreach bus Wednesday, May 14th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the library, and they're going to take your blood pressure and probably do a glucose test and actually test for some like really, really important stuff. So maybe you haven't gone to the doctor in a while and got checked up. You can at least get your vitals done, and it could actually save your life.
Right. It's screening for major stuff, so take advantage.
Yeah. And so then, we got lemon tarts over at Reister's this week?
We do indeed. They are on sale. I think it's just one size, if I remember off the top of my head, but like everything else going to Reister's, they've got some great new soups that are out there. They've one of their people is now starting to make some fantastic soups.
Yeah.
A lot of varieties. So if you need a quick lunch, great place to stop in and grab something to eat.
Great. And community resource, we have Tippi Walkenfeld at 516-405-2373 to organize your life and organize your home, or just organize your closets, whatever you need. She's there. And certainly Mark Walkenfeld does a lot of events over at Creative Corner. We haven't given Creative Corner a plug in a while, so you know, if you need a birthday party, go to Creative Corner and you won't be disappointed. So I think that's a wrap, unless anyone else has anything else. And
I think we're good.
All right. This Week in West Hempstead is brought to you by all of our great advertisers. Oh, and before we sign off, I just want to mention that Tiffany Dry Cleaners now has a downloadable app. So if you have a chance, download the app. It's a really amazing tool.
And a new website.
Yeah, and a new website.
Have a great day.
Take care.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Please be sure to visit our sponsors, Spiegel Law PC, Tiffany Dry Cleaners, and Reister's Bakery. To find out more or to reach out to us, come visit us on social media at Facebook and Instagram, or visit our website at westhempsteadecho.com.